Hey everybody, today I want to show you a few different apps that you can use to really collaborate with your students. I do want to let you know that I recorded this on the screen recorder on an iPad, which did not record audio. So after I made the video, I now had to go into iMovie to actually make this recording so that you could hear me walk through the different apps. So the one I want to start with is going to help me to manage technology in my classroom, and it's called Apple Classroom. As you can see, I have not set it up yet with my students, but it's very, very easy to do in your classroom. Your students can download the app Apple Classroom, and you can as well, and it is a free app. When you click Add Students, you're going to see a code here at the bottom, that 4-digit code. They simply go into their settings, and they're going to join your class. This allows you to really monitor students when they're using Apple technology in your classroom, which in my experience is what most of my students have. I can lock their screen, I can navigate to a specific website, I can even just look at their screen to make sure that they're on task. It really reassures me that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing when we are using technology in my classroom, and makes me feel confident that I can use technology without anybody doing something inappropriate or using technology inappropriately. I have not set it up yet with my students, as I've stated, but it doesn't take very long to do. Now I want to show you a few apps that I just found in the App Store that are going to really engage my students in the units that we're working on in class. So I've got one for cells, and then I've got two for history. We're going to start with looking at the 3D cell model. As the app begins to pull up, you can see that they are able to go into a 3D cell model and view the different parts. They can click on them and read all about that cell part's function. They can move the cell around, zoom in and zoom out, look at it from different sides. There are a few ads because I did get the free version. You know, we teachers, we gotta save money. They can look at the nucleus, the nucleus, the chromosomes, read all about the different kinds of chromosomes. It's really going to engage my students to learn about the different organelles of a cell and be able to see it. Another app is this history app. Now this is a lot of paid features, but what I wanted it to do was launch my students into a project where they're going to be creating an atlas that looks similar to this with different images, where they will be able to have information on each image. So as you can see, as you click on the free ones that are here for you, it just is an introduction for them into another project. Absolutely, you can buy all the different features. I just did not do that yet. I really want them to be able to view and see how it's useful, and then I want them to take it and create something on their own using that. Another feature on this app that I love is the timeline. It goes all the way from prehistory all the way through, giving details about how the world has changed into the contemporary age. This really helps me to show my students how things have evolved throughout time and the different things that we see going on in the world. Another app that I'm going to use with my students who are just starting their World War I unit is this World War I quiz app. It is free. The students can simply enter their name in to join the game. There's also a multiplayer option, which brings in that collaboration piece, or they can just start the quiz. Again, there's ads because I got the free version. As they're asked questions, they earn points. What I like about this, since it's similar to lots of apps that we have out there today, is it's already done for me. I organize all of my technology with my students in the Google Classroom app. I have several different classes in the Google Classroom app, and they are all part of the different ones that apply to them. So for example, this is one of my math groups classes. You can see that I assigned homework for tonight. They can go back and look at previous assignments. They can make comments, and their students and classmates can answer. They can also post different things that they create to share with their classmates. I even have a Google Classroom for some teachers to teach them about Google Classroom. Overall, it's my favorite way to organize my technology. Another thing that I use with my students is the Anchor app. This is helping us make podcasts, which is a new initiative in my classroom. They can click on record and just record their voices. And they can also collaborate with others. This is an awesome feature for them to do at home. And they can separate their different sections with sounds. It's very easy to make podcasts using that application. I can't wait for my students to get started using that application. Another thing that I found is this story mapping. And you can very easily, it's free, create a new mind map. You simply double click and you type in your text, double click on the screen again, and it will create these new topics and subtopics as they work through some sort of story map. Maybe they're making a timeline. Maybe they're writing a narrative essay. Maybe they're doing compare contrast. They can even go back to the first heading to create headings that might not relate to that first heading. What I love about this too is it allows us to input pictures as well. So they can go in and input a picture that's saved to their camera roll, which allows it to be embedded into this map making feature. I like students to use this as they're planning projects, planning different writings, and different things that are going to help them to stay organized as they work their way through. One awesome collaboration tool that you can use with your students is Weebly for Education. So I have my account and I just simply clicked on the My Student tab up at the top. I'm able to add students. I don't want to put their last name, so instead I put our school name, and I can make their username and password what I want. You can also do a bulk entry by clicking Add Multiple Students, and you can enter this into information so that it's much easier for you to upload several of your students. So I'm going to be using these Weebly sites for their Genius Hour this year. This is a project that we do with my Got Talent class, which are my students who are left over on our gifted days. I want them to be able to explore one of their passions, become an expert, maybe even create something, and share it with the world through their Weebly site.